I wanted to ask, uh, during the second arpeggio of the first movement, I
Oh
noticed that you played
God, Picard is so dry. Ugh. I had a thought, and I'd like to share. You didn't ask, but this may help. If you're thinking about fire service, EMS service, or maybe even nursing or anything with a high tuition rate, this would apply for that too. I don't know anything about them. When back in 2007, I started pursuing fire and EMS, but at the time I was paying a lot of child support. Freshly divorced, mostly homeless, bouncing from roommate to apartment to keep for a little while, get evicted, things like that. But now, 10 years later, I discovered van life. And it is the best thing, regardless of what you're doing with your life. But it is the best thing. And thinking back, if I had done this when I was in school, in EMS school at 38 years old, I would have saved myself so much heartache and so much money because living in a van, you can get by with 12 bucks an hour easy. It's not a problem. But if you get more than that, great. And when you graduate, you're not going to get paid much anyways. EMS tops out at about between $16 and $20 an hour. That's about it. But if you're dedicated to it, you're dedicated to it. But one way to be dedicated to it is to cut other expenses, like rent or mortgage. And if you're a single person, and this is how the van life thing works if you're unfamiliar. If you're one person, then yes, buy an ambulance and be done with it. You can paint it Forest Service green and park it just about anywhere, and no one will ever question it. Never. You can park it at the fire station. You can park it at the paramedic barracks. You can park it anywhere. No one's ever going to question a Forest Service green ambulance with a big black stripe down the side, not even with any words on it. No one's ever going to question it. But if you're two people, a Forest Service ambulance or personnel carrier will work, but you will have to eventually upgrade to something bigger. If you're two people with a kid, then you're going to need a bus. And paint it Forest Service green with a big black stripe down the side. No one's ever going to question it. And if you're a family, if you have two adults and a bunch of kids, anything more than one kid, get an MCI bus, an old Greyhound, retired Greyhound bus. Those are fantastic. It'll have everything you need. Your rent and responsibilities will be in the basement. It just won't be an issue. Tuition won't be an issue. All your bills won't be as big an issue as they are when you're paying $1,000 to $3,000 a month in rent. And when you graduate and you join the forestry service, or you join a paramedic service, or you join a fire service, and they say, okay, we're going to Washington, you can say, all right, let's go. If you're one person, get the Forest Service 4-wheel drive ambulance or the crew carrier. If you're more than one person, you can get a smaller bus. If you're two people and a kid, get a school bus. But it would have saved me so much. Looking back, it would have saved me quite a bit of anguish of wondering where I was going to live, as opposed to, oh, there's my house right there in the parking lot. That would have been fantastic. That would have been absolutely fantastic, because one of the perks of van life is when I'm at work or I'm at somewhere where a Walmart or wherever, and I'm tired, I could just go lay down in my bed. It's right there. I can go take a shower. I can go to the bathroom. I can pull over and go to the bathroom whenever I need to. There are perks upon perks upon perks upon perks. And if you're going into the fire service, when I started out the fire service, when I started out at EMS, I got $7.45 an hour. $7.45 an hour. So all this BS about a minimum living wage, the next time you see a paramedic and you think they're making $100,000 a year, think again. Not even in New York, not even FDNY gets that kind of money. Maybe the battalion chief or the chief or some sort of area chief or something like that gets 100 grand, but 100 grand in New York is nothing. When I left Jersey, I was making 120,000, still lived in the projects, still got food stamps. But bringing it back to reality, when you see a firefighter, when you see a paramedic, what you're looking at is credit to the hilt. They are paying interest upon interest upon interest to keep up appearances. All that goes out the window when you change things around a little bit. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Had an idea. Figured I'd share. Maybe share something that would save you a ton of anguish.